Hello, everybody. My name is Kiesta Mock, and I was asked by Joy to do a Wellness Wednesday video after she kind of heard my story on a recent podcast episode. So here I am, Wellness Wednesday, and I just wanted to talk about a few things. It might be a little bit different than normal. However, I watched a few other Wellness Wednesday videos and they all just range from wellness, spiritual wellness, physical wellness, and I'm going to talk about mental wellness, mental health, and kind of how I have really gotten to a place in my life where I'm able to recognize triggers and things that make me not in my homeostasis, not in my well space, but things that might take me down or bring me back to a negative mental space, and that's not where I ever want to be again. So, a few things I want to talk about are decision making, boundary setting, and asking for help. So, just so you know, kind of what we're going to talk about. First, I want to talk about value driven decisions, and that's something, all of these things I learned through therapy. And I'm at a place where I like to brag about going to therapy. I think everybody in the whole world needs a counselor and someone who is objective and can help you make better decisions in your life. And one of the ways that I have learned to make the decisions is to align the decisions with my values. So if you don't know what your values are, start there. There's lists. You can Google lists of values or literally value lists or values and find a list of things and go through there and highlight or star things that are valuable to you. There's words on there: friends, family, health, finances, harmony, peace, love. And my number one value, for instance, is time. So if it's not something I want to spend my or my family's time on, or if it's not worth my time, I typically will say no. And saying no for me it used to take me 4 days to muster up the courage to tell someone no. And now I just answer matter of fact no, because it's just not something I'm interested in. And that's okay, but it is not always easy. So in order for you to really know what you're saying yes to and what you're saying no to, a great place to start is with your personal and family values in order to prioritize those decisions. Another way to prioritize and help you make those decisions is setting healthy boundaries. If there's a person who triggers you, don't go to where that person's going to be. If it's an event that triggers your thoughts and yourself into a negative mental space, don't go to that event. Say no to that event. If it's an event, a location, you get the picture. Just say no. Again, and having that boundary set up that you're always going to say no or yes to certain things helps you with your decision making and helps you with other people, helps you kind of validate your decisions to them. Not that we should have to explain ourselves and our decisions that we make, but we live in a society that sometimes is where we do feel we have to sit, is with a person explaining our decisions. And it's pretty hard to argue with someone who says, I'm sorry, it doesn't align with my values, so I'm going to have to say no this time. Unless they question your values, and then that's a whole nother conversation with you and that person. So setting boundaries, getting to know your values, and saying no are three major things that can help you stay in the mental space and healthy mental health spot that you should want to be in, I guess. And then the last one for me was honestly the hardest thing to do, and that's asking for help. Asking someone for help is extremely hard, and that is why I share my story. I share it far and wide, and I don't care who knows it. I will link that podcast in the comments because the word suicide is in there, the word depression, the word anxiety, all these things were not okay to talk about in the recent past, but now we just talk about them. Actually, we don't. That's my goal, is that we will just talk about them and say, hey, you don't look like you're yourself. You okay? Or you're not really acting like you normally do. Can I help you? Is there something you need? Is there something you're not getting? Because for a lot of years, I lived in a spot that I didn't realize I wasn't mentally well. I was treating others badly. I was treating myself badly. My marriage was not going well. My friendships were falling apart. And for some reason, I couldn't see that the common denominator on all the things that were happening badly was me, because I was not mentally well. I was struggling with postpartum depression and anxiety, and I did not know what I didn't know. I did not know how I was acting or being portrayed to others until someone called me out on it. And from then on, I don't have a problem. And that's my hope for you all, is that you don't have a problem asking someone if they need help. You don't seem like yourself. You're a little off today. You're a little bit more quiet or loud, or you're not coming out as much. Whatever things are a little bit not normal to you, seem peculiar, they're a little off, that word, ask. Sometimes they don't even have the energy to ask for help. So being aware of certain people's triggers, family members, having the courage to ask people if they're okay, all of those things will help our world in this mental health crisis that we're all kind of dealing with, especially post-COVID, right? And I say post-COVID, I understand we're still in it, but for the past 2 years, we've been locking people out of our houses, putting a mask over our face, and just losing that connection with people, all for the good of humanity and all those good things. But the need for connection is innate, and we need to really glob onto that and help each other through life all of the time. God did not make one person. God made a lot of people, and he made a lot of people to live together in community. So if you don't know your values, start there, set healthy boundaries, and just ask for help, because after all, we all need help at some time in our life. So be brave, be courageous, ask for help. And I really am honored you all listened today. See you later.